Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're tackling something that's been making waves in the golf world, the ArcMaster putting training system. And yeah, we're going straight to the source for this one, folks, their website, which honestly kind of reads like something out of a sci-fi movie. But they're claiming this thing can transform your putting, not through like all the usual technical mumbo-jumbo, but through, get this, feel.
Feel, huh?
That's right, feel. Like, are they serious? So we're diving into that today. Plus, they've only released a limited number of these things, and the price tag, well, let's just say it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I saw that. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It really does. So you ready to unpack this thing?
Let's do it.
All right, so first things first. What is the ArcMaster, and what's all this talk about a perfect arc?
Okay, so full disclosure right off the bat. There's no single universally perfect putting arc.
Right. We all know that.
But what ArcMaster is trying to do is help you find the most consistent and natural stroke for you, for your body, for your style.
Okay, I'm listening.
They're calling it master stroke technology, and from what I can gather, it's a combination of sensors and feedback mechanisms built into this. Well, it basically looks like a high-tech swing arm for your putter.
With a pretty hefty price tag attached.
Right, we'll get to that. But the idea is that this arm guides you into a motion that's supposedly biomechanically ideal for you.
So it's like having a robotic putting coach attached to your putter.
Sort of, yeah. And it's adjustable, too.
Oh, right. I was reading about that. The swing arm, you can set it from 75 to 90 degrees.
Exactly.
And you can adjust the height, too, to get the, what do they call it, the arc radius dialed in.
Yep, all of that. So, in theory, at least, it's taking into account the fact that we're all built a little differently and we putt a little differently.
Okay, I got to ask, though. Is this just a fancy way of overcomplicating things? Golfers already overthink things enough as it is, right?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or in this case, the, what is it, 1,800-pound question?
1,800 pounds.
That's what they're asking for, this thing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Steep.
But that's what makes this whole thing so interesting, right? Because they're not just throwing out some newfangled gadget. They've brought in some serious firepower to back this up.
You're talking about Dr. Paul Hurrion.
The one and only.
I mean, the guy's a legend. Putting coach to the stars, CEO of Quintic, literally has a PhD in sports biomechanics.
Exactly. Not just some random golf pro. This guy understands the science of putting at a ridiculously deep level. And he's the one saying that the ArcMaster gives you, and I quote, a clear feeling of the perfect stroke path.
Wow.
When a guy like that puts his name on something, you gotta at least pay attention.
So this feel thing, it's not just marketing fluff.
It's hard to say for sure without actually trying the system, but here's the thing. Dr. Hurrion has done a ton of research on how tiny little movements in your wrists can completely throw off the face angle at impact. So if the ArcMaster can actually help you eliminate those tiny inconsistencies by, grooving that perfect stroke path, like he said, well, then, yeah, maybe feel is actually the key here. It's about training your body to make the right movements without having to overthink every little detail.
Right. I've always struggled with hitting my putts online. Like, my distance control's okay, but I can never tell which way the ball's going to break. Do you think this thing could help with that?
It's possible, especially if you tend to get a little, shall we say, handsy with your putting stroke. The swing arm could help you develop a more stable, repeatable motion.
Interesting. Okay, but let's be real. Most golfers aren't going to shell out 1,800 pounds for a putting aid.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of dough.
Do you think that price tag is a genuine reflection of, like, the cost of the technology and all that? Or is there some marketing strategy at play here?
Well, the limited release thing definitely makes it feel more exclusive, right? Like you're part of a special club if you manage to snag one.
Yeah, scarcity creates demand. That's marketing 101. But, the technology is probably pretty advanced.
Yeah.
I mean, real-time feedback on your putting stroke, sensors that can pick up on those tiny wrist movements we were talking about, they can't be cheap to develop.
Right. And think about it this way. It's kind of like having a personal putting coach analyzing your every move, but without having to pay for, hours and hours of lessons.
Okay, that's a good point. So to sum it all up, the ArcMaster is all about feel, not theory. It's got this super adjustable swing arm, and it's got the endorsement of a putting guru.
But it's also super expensive, and there aren't many of them out there. Sounds like they're going after a very specific type of golfer.
The golfer who's serious about taking their putting to the next level and who's got some cash to burn.
Exactly.
So for our listeners out there, here's the question. Is this a revolutionary new training tool or just another overpriced golf gadget?
Think about your own game. What do you struggle with on the greens? Could this system, with its focus on feel and personalized feedback, help you get over that hump? That's something worth pondering.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you on the next one.